Capri. Just saying it feels like sipping limoncello on a sunlit terrace as a yacht named Dolce Vita drifts by. This island has seduced emperors, movie stars, and travel snobs for centuries, and it's about to get you too. Tiny but mighty, Capri sits off Italy's Amalfi Coast, where cliffs plunge into sapphire seas, Roman ruins mingle with designer shops, and locals have perfected the art of living fabulously. So, if you're ready for world-famous sights, tucked-away corners, and an island so good-looking it should be illegal, buckle up. Here's how to make Capri your own. First, how do you get to Capri without needing a yacht of your own? If you're flying in, Naples International Airport, Cappuccino, is your gateway. From there, it's about a 20-minute taxi ride to the port of Molo Beverello, or Calata Porta di Massa. Then, hop on a ferry or hydrofoil. The fast ferry takes around 45 minutes, and if you're lucky, you might spot dolphins showing off en route. Arriving at Marina Grande, Capri's main port, feels like entering a postcard. Multicolored houses stacked against the cliffs, boats bobbing lazily, the promise of gelato. But don't linger too long. You've got an island to conquer. Capri Town versus Anacapri. Know the difference. Capri has two main towns, Capri Town and Anacapri. Capri Town is all glam. Think upscale cafes, designer stores, and piazzas where the only thing louder than the fashion is the gossip. Anacapri, higher up the mountain, is quieter, more authentic, and a little easier on the wallet. If Capri Town is a supermodel at Fashion Week, Anacapri is her effortlessly chic cousin who doesn't even wear makeup but still turns heads. Capri's must-sees. You can't just wing this. Let's start with the showstopper. The Blue Grotto, Grotta Azzurra. Yes, it's touristy. Yes, it's worth it. This glowing sea cave will make you believe in mermaids. You hop into a tiny rowboat, duck your head through a low rock entrance, dramatic much? And suddenly you're inside a glowing blue cathedral of water. Go on a sunny afternoon for peak magic. Then there's the Faraglioni, those iconic sea stacks that jut out like a giant stepping stones. If you don't get a selfie with them in the background, did you even Capri? You can view them from the Belvedere of Punta Carena, or better yet, take a boat tour and cruise right through the arch in the middle. Legend says couples who kiss while passing through stay together forever. No pressure. Now for something a little more regal. Villa Jovis, the cliffside palace of Emperor Tiberius, who basically used Capri as his escape from Rome party pad in the 1st century. The ruins are a short hike from town. And the views? Let's just say, if your ruler had this kind of real estate, you'd stop showing up to the Senate too. If you're craving serenity, head to the gardens of Augustus. These terraced botanical gardens offer panoramic views of the Faraglioni and the serpentine Via Krupp, a pathway that looks like it was designed by someone showing off. And speaking of showing off, Capri's beaches. Beautiful, bougie, and worth it. Let's talk beaches. Don't expect long stretches of sand here. Capri's coastline is more dramatic cliff dive than beach towel. But what it lacks in sand, it makes up for in style. Marina Piccola is your go-to for sunbathing with a side of celebrity spotting. It's sheltered, scenic, and often packed with sun-kissed Instagrammers living their best lives. Then there's Bani di Tiberio, once the emperor's private swimming hole. It's quieter, more rustic, and perfect for pretending you're Roman royalty in a Speedo. If you're a wine lover with a soft spot for scenic drives and sandy toes, why not check out our video on the best wine and beach road trips, summer 2025. From vineyard pit stops to coastal cruising, it's your guide to sipping and sunning in style. But first, let's finish unraveling Capri's many layers of fabulous. Where to eat? Yes, you'll need more than gelato. Food on Capri is like everything else, exquisite and just a little extra. Start your day with a cornetto and espresso at Bar Alberto in Anacapri. For lunch, try Da Luigi I Faraglioni, a beach club restaurant hybrid where you can swim between courses. Want seafood that tastes like Poseidon personally plated it? Go to La Fontalina, a chic cliffside spot you'll need to book way in advance. And for a candlelit dinner with views, Ristorante Panorama delivers exactly what its name promises, plus homemade ravioli caprese that may ruin you for all other pasta. Where to stay? Bougie or budget-ish? If you're here to live your best life, JK Place Capri is the kind of luxury that whispers, "You've made it." Think white-on-white interiors, infinity pools, and views that scream Amalfi chic. For something stylish but less bank-breaking, check out Hotel La Minerva, run by locals with sweeping sea views and that quiet, refined Capri elegance. Traveling on a tighter budget? Try B&B Il Tramonto in Anacapri. It's charming, affordable, and offers front-row seats to the island's stunning sunsets, hence the name. Hikes, vistas, and "is this real life?" moments. If you want to burn off that pasta, or at least pretend to, hike the Sentiero dei Fortini, a scenic trail on the western coast connecting ancient forts and postcard-worthy views. Or tackle Monte Solaro, Capri's highest point. You can hike up or take the chairlift from Anacapri. Either way, the summit view will slap you with beauty. Hidden corners. Worth finding. Want to escape the crowds? Head to Punta Carena Lighthouse, especially at sunset. It's one of the few places where locals still outnumber tourists, and the golden hour glow is pure Capri magic. Also, peek into Villa San Michele, the former home of Swedish doctor and writer Axel Munthe. It's full of ancient artifacts, lemon trees, and that lived-in by someone fascinating energy. When to go? Timing is everything. Summer is peak season, hot, packed, and buzzing with energy. But late spring, May, early June, and early fall, September, offer warm weather with fewer crowds and lower prices. Winter? It's quiet, moody, and mostly for locals, but some find that raw, sleepy Capri even more romantic. Getting around. Taxis, buses, and tiny adventures. Capri has no cars for tourists, so you'll rely on funiculars, minibuses, and your own two stylishly sandaled feet. Taxis are convertible and come with white leather seats and drivers who could moonlight as tour guides. Yes, it's all part of the experience. So, why Capri? Because it's equal parts glam and grit. Because it's a place where you can sip overpriced wine on a terrace and feel completely at peace with that decision. Because it somehow balances ancient ruins with five-star service, wild nature with designer boutiques, and cinematic vistas with honest-to-goodness charm. Capri isn't just a destination, it's a mood, a lifestyle, a Mediterranean fever dream. And once you've had a taste of it, good luck going anywhere else without thinking, well, it's not quite Capri. Just don't forget to charge your phone. You're going to take a lot of pictures.